The Witcher. The Witcher series takes place in a world inspired by medieval Europe. Except here, the ghost stories your grandmother told you are real. And if you're an average peasant, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not the darkest universe on this list, but let's be honest. If you or I were dropped into this world, we wouldn't be monster hunters or powerful sorcerers. We'd be illiterate, dirt-poor farmers, barely scraping by while creatures beyond our understanding roam the land. Centuries ago, a cosmic event called the Conjunction of the Spheres brought supernatural beings into the world. Vampires, ghouls, wraiths. They don't just haunt old ruins. They drag people from their homes, lurk in forests, and prowl city streets after dark. Even beyond the monsters, life is harsh, short, and cruel. Kings fight over land, the church burns heretics, entire villages are razed overnight. The only law is power, and the weak are devoured, whether by men or by beasts. Even witchers, the professionals trained to fight these horrors, are despised, seen as freaks and outcasts. And the worst part? They're rare. Most villages will never even see one. Chances are, you are on your own in this world. The Cthulhu Mythos. The Cthulhu Mythos is a shared fictional universe originating from the works of H.P. Lovecraft. Unlike traditional horror, it is not about simple monsters lurking in the dark, but about the terrifying realization that humans are utterly insignificant in the face of cosmic forces beyond comprehension. In this world, the universe is not good or evil. It is indifferent. Ancient beings of unimaginable power, the Great Old Ones, once ruled the earth and now slumber beneath the sea, in the void of space, or in dimensions beyond human understanding. The most infamous of these is Cthulhu, a monstrous entity trapped beneath the Pacific Ocean in the sunken city of Relia, waiting for the day he will rise again. And Cthulhu is only one of many. Azathoth, the blind idiot god, dreams the universe into existence. And should he ever wake, all of reality will vanish. Nyarlathotep, the crawling chaos, moves among men, spreading madness and despair. Yog-Sothoth, a being outside time and space, sees all but cares for nothing. There are no heroes in the Cthulhu Mythos, no chosen ones to fight back the darkness. Knowledge is not power, it is a curse. The more you understand, the closer you come to being noticed by things that should never see you. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is an RPG game series set in a world where the gods have failed, and the age of man is a slow, inevitable descent into ruin. Long ago, dragons ruled a gray, unchanging world. Then, the first flame appeared, bringing disparity. Light and dark, life and death. The gods seized this power, defeated the dragons, and began the Age of Fire. But fire fades, and with it, their golden age crumbled. Instead of accepting the end, Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight, sacrificed himself to rekindle the flame, trapping the world in an endless, decaying loop. The undead, marked by the dark sign, are doomed to rise again and again, slowly losing their minds until they become hollow, mindless husks of what they once were. Some seek purpose, some seek power, but all are puppets in the same tragedy. The lords of old cling to their thrones, mere shadows of their former glory. Every kingdom follows the same pattern: greatness, decay, and then an agonizing refusal to die. As the chosen undead, the bearer of the curse, you are given the same choice every age. Link the fire, sacrificing yourself to prolong a dying world, or let it fade and embrace the age of darkness, breaking the circle of decay. The canon ending? The cycle continues. Someone always rekindles the fire. Warhammer 40k. A long time in the future, 40,000 years from now, everything is terrible. There is no peace, no happiness, no progress, just endless war. Warhammer 40k is a tabletop strategy game that inspired the term grimdark, a genre of dystopia, amorality, and unrelenting violence. It blends gothic horror, military sci-fi, and cosmic horror into one of the bleakest fictional universes ever created. The Imperium of Man should be humanity's great empire. Instead, it's a bloated, decaying fascist theocracy, ruled by a dead emperor who hasn't spoken in 10,000 years. It survives through oppression, genocide, and endless war. And they're supposed to be the good guys, because everything else is worse. The Necrons are ancient, soulless machines that see organic life as a mistake that needs correcting. The Eldar were once gods among the stars, until their decadence gave birth to a chaos god that devoured their entire race. The Tyranids are worse than a plague. They are a galactic force of nature whose only purpose is to consume all life. And then there are the Drukhari. They don't just kill, they feed off the psychic energy released by their victims' agony. Needless to say, more agony, more food. But nothing compares to chaos. It is pure nightmare. 4 malevolent gods waging war on reality itself. The Imperium's dying emperor is the only thing holding them back. Without him, chaos would descend upon the Imperium like a tidal wave. There are no heroes in 40K, only tyrants, monsters, and victims. The universe doesn't just hate you, it actively tries to kill you. The Second Apocalypse. Richard Scott Baker's The Second Apocalypse series is among the bleakest works in fantasy. In this world, free will is an illusion, history is an endless cycle of cruelty, and humanity is nothing more than fuel for eldritch horrors. The Inkaroi, twisted, alien beings, know a terrible truth. The afterlife is real, and the gods are not merciful. Damnation is certain. But they believe they can escape it by sealing the world off from the divine. Their plan is horrifyingly simple. If enough souls are wiped out, the gods will lose their grip, and the door to the afterlife will close forever. To achieve this, they built the No God, an eldritch machine designed to erase life itself. When it awakens, all births cease. The world does not burn, it simply withers into nothing. Yet the Inkaroi are not the only force shaping the world's doom. The Dunyan, a human sect devoted to pure reason, see existence as nothing but cause and effect. To them, free will is an illusion, and control is everything. Kelhus, their greatest prodigy, rewrites those who follow him. Prophets, kings, armies, none can resist the machinery of his intellect. Even if he is the protagonist of the story, his goals are not heroic. In this universe, hope is a lie. The gods do not save. The strong do not protect. The world moves toward its inevitable, inescapable fate. For the world is but a granary, and we are the bread. Metro 2033. Dmitry Glukovsky's Metro 2033 universe is a bleak, claustrophobic vision of humanity's struggle for survival after nuclear annihilation. In 2013, the world was engulfed in atomic fire, and the surface became an irradiated wasteland, crawling with mutated horrors. The last remnants of Moscow's population retreated underground, finding refuge in the sprawling labyrinth of the metro system. Over the next 2 decades, this underground world fractured into warring factions. The Hansa controls trade and resources. Polis hoards knowledge and military power. The neo-Stalinist Red Line wages ideological war against the neo-Nazi Fourth Reich, and beyond them lie scattered independent stations, bandit strongholds, and crumbling outposts. Humanity's future is a grim cycle of conflict, starvation, and paranoia, all while mutated creatures from the surface threaten to wipe them out. Artyom, the novel's protagonist, embarks on a journey across the metro, searching for a way to stop an emerging threat, the mysterious, telepathic Dark Ones. Hope is fleeting, the strong exploit the weak, and mankind's greatest enemy might not be the mutants or radiation, but fear and ignorance. Attack on Titan. In Attack on Titan, humanity's last survivors live caged behind massive walls. Clinging to existence in a world ruled by monsters, the Titans, mindless, grotesque giants, roam the land, driven by a single purpose, to devour humans. No one knows where they came from, why they attack, or how to stop them. All they know is to fear them. Within the walls, life is little better. The people are ruled by a corrupt monarchy that keeps them in ignorance, hoarding resources while the lower classes struggle to survive. The military is their only shield, but against the Titans, it is little more than a delaying tactic. Every battle is a massacre. Every mission beyond the walls is a suicide run. But the truth is worse than anyone imagines. The walls are not salvation, they are a prison. And the Titans are not the greatest monsters in this world. There is no hero's victory in Attack on Titan. Every triumph comes at a cost, and every revelation brings only more despair. The Simpsons. Okay, I know this may seem like an odd entry among these grim, horror-filled worlds, but just hear me out. Springfield might be one of the most terrifying settings of all. At first glance, it's a cartoonish and wacky place, full of colorful characters and harmless antics. But underneath, reality itself is warped. Time is meaningless and physics is optional. At the center of it all is Homer Simpson, an oblivious god, unknowingly reshaping existence to his whims. He survives explosions, radiation, and countless fatal injuries. He gains and loses skills at will, becoming an astronaut, a Grammy-winning musician, and even a professional boxer. Yet by the next episode, he's once again a bumbling nuclear safety inspector. The world resets every half hour, ensuring that Springfield remains unchanged, with a few arbitrary exceptions. Mole Man dies endlessly, only to return. Maud Flanders, however, stays dead. For a normal person trapped in this universe, existence would be a nightmare, and we've seen what happens when reality refuses to bend for someone. Frank Grimes. Grimes is governed by real-world logic. He works 2 jobs to afford a miserable apartment, while Homer coasts through life. Grimes watches in horror as Homer defies all reason, immune to consequences. Driven to madness, Grimes tries to mimic Homer's recklessness, but Grimes is bound by real-life logic. He is electrocuted, and Springfield simply forgets him. Worst of all, this unending cycle is tied to a show that has long outlived its prime. The Simpsons should have stayed in the 90s. Instead, it lurches forward, a decaying, undying husk, dragging its doomed characters and its unfortunate audience along for eternity. Okay, glad I got that out of my system. Let me know in the comments which universe you think is the darkest and why. Thanks for watching. Cheers.